Hi.
Good afternoon. Okay.
Chris,
So,
I was thinking you should be a VTuber for this stream.
What is a VTuber?
Like when you're, it's like he's a 3D model
yeah,
and he talks.
I'm anime. It's chill.
Stop stealing my ideas. That was my idea. I just needed to do a crap ton of animation and animate our faces. We can all animate our faces.
We can all be VTubers.
It's true. Okay.
It's just hard to do to make your own faces. Even with the software, it's just a lot of effort. We could just put no. It's easier. We'll cut out paper printouts. We'll just paste it on our face, and that's what it will be.
I'll do the Nick Cage like old man mask like I did before.
Right. All right. We should give Chris time to think, and in doing so, recap what happened last time. So I guess I'll go, because why not? It is me. I will talk about last time. I think what happened last time is we were being sent to this area to uncover the poison from these Gruul raids. Or at least the source, or take sample readings. Maybe not even uncover the poison, just be like, verify that the hypothesis of Gruul raids equals poison is true. And so that's what we are set out to do. And possibly uncover and take as much, uncover as much as we can along the way. And I guess our group decided to do that instead of going and tracking down Krenko. And so we are looking, we're in this area, and we took a reading, and it was pointing to this cathedral. And so we decided to check it out. We went inside, and there were creepy ghosts from the, what is it, the Orzhov Syndicate. This is an Orzhov cathedral. There's like a trap that made us give money, and we were wandering around, and we were freaking out about the gold in the treasure room, and we're like, everything's cursed, can't go and touch anything. And then we went into the basement after like an ogre was like possibly cursed with the music doing the labor, and we're like, oh no, that's bad, let's not be here. And then we like stopped him because he was like, you aren't one of us. And then we decided to stop him, and we stopped him, and we interrogated one of them, and we came to the conclusion that either he's a zealot or he's under the spell. And that's when there was like an attack on or I guess they're trying to breach into the cathedral, and then we went and we're like, let's cheese it, but we didn't want to cheese it too far, so we went into the basement of the cathedral to look at where there was a man who, I think it was a man who said that he was the sufferant, or no, penitent, and he wanted to offer penitence for everyone. And we were like, that's not good. That sounds bad. And so we were like, let's just look over here, and there was like cells and stuff and other things down the hallway. There was like a fountain, and we're like, this must be a portal for prisoners or something like that. I don't know. And then we went in behind the penitent area, kind of north of it. In the map, I can point it out over here, where there was an angel, and she was crying, and everyone was like, let's I don't know, talk to her. And she's like, no, I don't want to talk. I want you to go stop the composer, and everyone was like, okay, because that wasn't a question. That wasn't a question. It was a command, except for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, anyway, because that sounded like a good thing, because I didn't want to incur the wrath of an angel.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, and that brings us to where you guys are. You're up in the choir loft. And yeah, so as you guys climb the staircase, so the staircase keeps going up into the tower. And you can see from the entrance where you are, the loft kind of descends down. Like this is all a big flat area, which has been cleared. There looks like there used to be like a variety of benches and furniture up here. It's all been like pushed over to the walls. And there's yeah, like I said, there's a choir area down here that kind of goes downwards and hangs over like the main central area of the church.
Mm.
And the ranks are filled with spirits. Looks like about a dozen. And you can hear they are like a choir, basically, for lack of a better word. And they're like, the singing the choral parts of the music that's emanating from the organ. And yeah, so you can see the organ room is right over here. I think you guys are over here, but that's when I kind of explained what you saw as you came in. And you can see a man with his back turned to you, like feverishly playing some like quick arpeggios, and two Orzhov acolytes are standing at the door, holding staves.
Hmm. They look like they're like alive.
Yes, they do look alive. Yep.
Okay. Weird. Have they noticed us?
They don't. They look as though they look a little like out of it, but they are looking at you.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Can I try?
They're not making any move towards you though.
Yeah. I guess. Can I try to determine if they're charmed?
Sure. Go ahead and make an intelligence check with
Okay.
the bonus for magic, which is not coming to me for some reason.
Arcane.
Yes, thank you. Arcana.
Yep. No, no worries.
the one that does the magics.
Okay. 12.
Yeah, they look to be entranced somehow.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I'll kind of, I'll wave, even though I know there's probably no point. And I'll be like, hail. Completely expecting no response.
Well, you get none, so
Okay.
they
Okay.
they stand there, unmoving.
Yeah. I think they're charmed, I say to the party. And I think obviously it has to do with that fellow. And I guess he's feverishly pounding away at the organ.
Yeah, he hasn't paid any. He hasn't turned. He's just, currently he's transmuted. He's transported, and he's playing a dirge.
Yeah. Well, I imagine he's playing something relating to our approach, but maybe not. Are the choir's not necessarily like? Are they all turning to face us when we come in, or are they kind of all staring out at the pews still?
It's tough to see them. They have long hooded robes to
Okay.
tell exactly what they're looking at. If anything, they are spirits, so they don't
Yeah,
really
but are they
hide
facing
right?
us, or are they
They
facing
aren't
away?
facing. No, they're facing away from you.
Okay. Okay. That makes me feel a bit better.
Yeah, they're not paying any obvious attention to you.
Okay. Well, anyone here good with spirits?
I'm cordial and polite.
I kind of look at Enna.
What?
And raise my brow.
What?
I don't know. You deal with this kind of thing, don't you?
Yeah, it's a dead thing, isn't it?
Yes, but nothing like this.
Yeah. You generally these are like souls separated from the bodies. Generally, Anna would be more focused on the bodily kind of factors.
Well, it looks like we're out of our element here. I guess we're just gonna have to improvise.
Can't we just talk to him?
Let's go shake his hand. Let's go and introduce ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, just walk behind the guards.
As you moved across the threshold, the two acolytes like cross their staves in front of you, and they say,
Yeah.
"None are to enter."
On whose command?
But why?
Do they respond to questioning, or do they just kind of robotically do things?
So they seem kind of confused, and one of them kind of blinks and they say, "We have been told, none are to enter." And then, like, as if to underscore his statement, you hear like a emerging from the organ.
But if you entered, then aren't you so?
You're trying to like logic him into submission.
I'm
I
trying
like
to like mess with his mind and maybe break the enchantment.
Yeah, sure. Make a intelligence check.
Okay. Okay, you know what? Maybe this is dumb, but I'm gonna spend my inspiration on this because I think this is good. Oh wow.
Pretty good.
Ooh.
He
Okay.
looks confused. He's like, yes, back up. And he like takes a step forward, and he's like stands over here. And he prods the other guy with the staff so that they don't stand in the room anymore. And they're like standing on either side of you now.
I don't know why I find this hilarious when I do. Okay, can we like slip through them?
Or in front of him?
Sure, you can.
We'll be like, all right, well,
So they're
since we're in the
not
same
blocking your
spot-
path anymore, so you can slip through them. Yeah. As you kind of enter the room, the music kind of like comes to a slow halt, and the man kind of turns around. And you can tell there's something not quite right with this man.
Okay.
He's he's a very big man for starters. He's like seems like almost like strangely long-limbed. He's incredibly scrawny. His face is painted
Oh,
with a facsimile of the Orzhov sun. And he smiles at you, and his teeth are like his mouth is like completely black. He's like blackened his teeth. And he says, "Welcome. Will you join with me in song?"
I pull out my bongos. Bong, 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 bong. I'm completely trying to like play off rhythm really loudly.
okay, wait, can I?
Oh, no!
Bang, 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 bang.
Enough, he says. And he stands up and he draws his staff. He says, "I will not be mocked." You're gonna have to roll You're gonna have to roll initiative, please.
No, we offended him with our music.
I was trying to play roundabout, but yes.
Y'all are gonna have to roll initiative, I'm afraid.
Oh no.
Wait.
Hold on, let me get.
Wait for the points, or Chris. Wait for
Let
Chris.
me get your tokens.
Wait for Chris's tokens. It's easier for everyone,
Yeah, especially me.
especially Chris.
Especially me. Here we go. So you guys can put yourselves wherever you want. I don't care. But here are your
Okay.
choices.
I am here.
As long as you're like, yeah. It's not a big room. So.
Over in the corner somewhere, being sheepish.
As I played bongos, you like backed away.
Yeah, I was like, this looks bad. I don't know, like if I should run or if I should like try to appease him by singing or something.
I rolled a 6. Yay!
What these guys got? These guys are 3 and a 7.
They can't enter. None may enter.
Don't disobey your
Even
orders.
you.
I'm gonna not to be that guy. I think they had other standing orders that maybe you weren't privy to. Like I'm being attacked.
That's fair.
That's rather a long song,
You didn't-
Chris.
You didn't,
It's
you
joking.
didn't really specify. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Rather a complicated song, Chris.
Thing.
Let's arrest him and then take him to the angel.
He's incorporeal, I imagine.
Let's hang him by the sockets.
Wait, this guy's a corporal?
He's a spirit, isn't he?
I thought he was real.
Yeah, he's real. I mean, the spirits are real too, as you'll soon see.
Oh, God.
For some reason I thought he was like ethereal. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah, no,
He's like a
he's real.
Slender Man, big guy. I don't know why.
Because he is a Slender Man.
Okay, he doesn't have a dex mod either. I didn't think he did.
Slow.
Oh, of course. No, these guys are acting late.
Oh man.
All right, what do we got here? We got Yaya, Masala, Enna, Acolyte 1, Scenage, the Organist, Acolyte 2.
I have no name.
I think that's everybody, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Yaya, take it away.
Take it away, take it away, take it away now. Well, he's coming at us, right? He's gonna strike.
He seems aggressive.
Yeah, he seems angry. He did directly threaten you.
Yeah.
I will not be mocked and pointed like a magic staff at you. So.
Is there anything near him that I can see?
Yeah, he's standing in front of a big pipe organ.
Is there anything on the pipe organ?
Pipes. There's also like a music stand that has some music books on it.
I'm gonna pick up one of the books. I'm gonna hit him with it.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. I mean, just make a unarmed strike attack. That works by me.
Yep.
That's a hit. He takes 5.
Nice.
He's like, oh.
That is not how you use those books.
Knowledge is half the battle.
I say, yeah, you're like here, I guess, because you went and picked something off off his from behind him and whacked him with it. All right, Azala.
Okay. Oh boy. I guess I will cast. Where is it? Just got rid of my character sheet. Alter self on myself.
Yep.
And I'll give myself giant crab arms. And yeah, I think that's all I can do as my action this turn.
Okay.
But then I will move over to here and flank with Yaya.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Anna.
Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna speak to him and say, we are here on Angel's orders to stop a traitor. Are you the traitor?
It's a good question. You might not even be the guy we're after.
Eyes are like dancing and fiery, and he says, "Invoke her name, heretic."
Sorry, I didn't really get the name. Or did I?
Ran.
And during that time, I'm just gonna go.
Did you guys ask who you were working for?
I don't think we
I don't
did.
think we had the chance.
Well,
We got in there, Yaya immediately disrespected her, and then we were commanded.
you know.
And then I'm just gonna go and like release the swarm as an
Oh
effect.
shit! Nice. I like it. Welcome to the swarm. All right.
And
Yeah.
that's it.
Welcome to the swarm.
And I'll just go right here, I guess.
So this guy's gonna come back in here and he's gonna bop you.
He makes a con save for entering near me.
12.
He just makes it.
Ah, good for him. He's gonna bop you with. He's going to not bop you with his staff. He's going to cast a spell. Oh wait, no, he is gonna bop you with his staff.
Bop
Yeah, he's
me.
gonna bop you with his staff. He's a little too out of it to be casting spells right now.
Who's he? Oh, it's the that guy.
Yeah. 14.
Hits, just hits.
Okay. You take 1 damage.
Ah,
Yeah, that's lucky.
stop bopping me.
He bops you with his staff. Sinich.
Oh, he said he was gonna go grab his puppy.
Yeah, okay.
Can birds do anything cool with like their music?
Yeah.
Birds?
Yes, they can. That's almost all they can do, actually.
Yeah, well, because usually Sean just does like the defense action and tanks for us, but
I mean, he makes for a pretty decent tank, honestly, because he chose Valor Bard, and they tend to be fairly combat focused anyway.
oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what is going on?
It's
Your
your turn
turn.
to act.
Okay.
We're discussing the merits of the Valor Bard.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, what can Sean do with his music? So yeah,
I'll show you what I could do with my music. I'm gonna give someone inspiration. I think I'm gonna say some beat poetry about how bad this person's thing is. So I think what I'm gonna do is give Yaya inspiration. Not inspiration. Yeah, like bardic inspiration. So the next time Yaya makes a thing add a d6. And also because I'm talking about how bad this person is, I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery. Ha.
Hey,
You bad. You so bad.
on the organist?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
You say I can't mock you, but this is me mocking you being bad.
No.
That's so rad. It takes 1d4 psychic damage.
oh, damn. And doesn't it takes disadvantage on attack rolls?
Until the end of its next turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Only on one. On the next attack roll it would make.
Right. Quite powerful.
I mean, they're bad.
And so how much damage does he take?
1d4. So I just roll a d4. 2.
Injured his pride.
He said I couldn't mock him. I take offense to that. I can mock him.
Oh, really?
I take offense that I can't mock you.
Can't tell me what to do. It's a free country.
Oh, I just realized Sean has proficiency with medium armor and martial weapons.
Yep, I have a warhammer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just using it like untrained. I didn't realize you could actually use it.
No, when I leveled, I was able to use it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. You can use the inspiration in new ways now because of the Valor part.
What is the new
So-
ways? I didn't look into
Well, yeah,
this.
so Tyler, you have the inspiration from Sean now. So when you're attacked, you can choose to add that 1d6 to your armor class.
Oh, nice.
It's technically written. Well, you can see the roll before you know if it hits or misses. But since we do it all together, it makes it a bit challenging. So Chris can decide how he wants to run that. And then you could also add it to your damage after you successfully make an attack, or you can do the standard of adding it to an attack roll or saving throw.
Oh, okay. And this is just for this conflict, right?
Until you use it.
Till you
and then
use it.
Sean can technically do it again.
Yeah,
Okay. So it'll just be
Return
with
again.
you forever. It'll never go away.
for this day, I guess.
If you choose to never use it, it lasts I think 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That-
Is the guy in front of me still?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
that's my turn. I think I'm just gonna stop playing my bongo and just say some beat poetry about how bad he is at doing whatever he does. And
The organist kind of claps his hands together and he says, "My spirits, aid me!"
Yeah.
And he's gonna cast Spirit Guardian.
Okay.
So you see the spirits kind of in the hall kind of like turn and like start whirling around you guys all in a circle.
Yeah, that's fun.
that's terrible. I don't like the whirling.
They're not like ghosts or anything like that. To be clear, they're like kind of like incorporeal like masses more than anything. So they're all kind of whirling around you.
T-posing.
And they look like angels, but almost angelic with like halos and everything. When you look
Okay.
into their eyes, you see like the eyes are just like blank chiseled holes, and there's nothing there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So your guys' speed is halved,
Okay.
and when you start your turn, you have to make a wisdom save, and you take damage if you fail.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm so wise.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Accolade too. Oh, I thank you. So yeah, so these guys kind of are representing the area of effect of the spell, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
Oh, hey Hunter.
Actually, only go this far because it has a dedicated distance.
Oh, wait, the main guy's doing this, right?
Sorry?
The main guy's doing this?
Yeah, the organist.
He's within 10 feet, so he just has to make a con save before he at the start of his turn.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot. 16.
No, Pat.
Okay, and then this
Form take my flies.
guy also needs to make a save because he's within 10 feet of you.
Alright, sure. Passes away.
He's gonna step up, and he's actually gonna come to the defense of his master and try and boop you. Yeah.
No.
Fair to be booped.
Do it. Boop me.
Yeah, he's gonna boop you. You better watch out. You're gonna get booped.
No.
Defend yourself with my inspiration. I don't know. Do
He
it.
could try to.
Does it hit?
Although he did roll a 19, although he also knows what the bonus is. But
I have an AC of 15. Crap.
Alright,
you'd have to roll. Actually, you couldn't predict yourself no matter what.
He boops you for 3 damage. You're booped.
Everyone's weak.
Get booped, son. Yeah.
Oh,
Boop attack.
I want to jump on the organ and fuck around with the noise.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna do that, and while I'm doing that, I want to throw another book at Organ Man.
Okay.
He's a Tambourine Man.
I'm just gonna slam my hand on the organ at the same time just throwing a book.
No, I'm gonna jump on the organ as I walk on the keys. Throw a book at him.
Alright. Alright.
Everybody dance. Everybody
Make,
dance. Everybody look at your hands.
for sure. He hit. That hits. He takes 7.
And
go
I want to
ahead.
roll. Hold on, I want to roll 1d6 because I hit. I want to do some more damage for the inspiration.
It's not damage, it's to hit.
No, you can do it on damage because of your
Oh.
color.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. Never mind. Yeah, do that. Be great at fighting.
Ah!
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, and sorry, yeah, I forgot. You're supposed to make a wisdom save at the start of your
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, I'll do that. Can I do that now and just? Okay.
You may. Please do.
Please die.
I am not wise.
Ooh.
Crap. Did I just undo everything I just did?
No, you didn't undo everything you just
I
did.
think you just take damage.
Yeah, you
Okay,
just take damage.
Okay, how much damage?
All the
20,
damage.
20.
5.
Ow!
Wow,
I'm just
that
getting
is
it
a lot
today.
of damage.
Ouch!
Yeah, you guys are messing with a. I mean, you did hit him incredibly hard. So.
It's true.
Uh,
but
No,
damn,
make a save, please.
this is gonna. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'm glad I had proficiency in this. Oh man.
What's his spellcasting AC or DC?
I'm pretty sure it's above 11.
Ah, it's 13. You take 8 damage.
Ow. Alright. Now
So like
concentration check.
one of the nearer spirits like swipes at you from behind, and like you feel like the claws rake across your back and they burn. It's necrotic damage if that matters. Anna.
Wait.
Oh, wait,
I still get to go, right?
You don't get to take a turn. Don't be ridiculous. Just kidding. Take a turn.
What's the turn?
So what's the concentration check again? It's DC 10 or DC 10 plus or half. Wait, it's 10 or half the damage, whichever is greater.
You're concentrating on a spell, yeah.
Okay. Fuck. No. Oh my god, I lose concentration on my spell. I guess I whack him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Damn, that sucks. Smack. Oh my god, rip.
He's like, what? Lamau. Anna.
It's like reeling.
So
I guess you're like up here, yeah.
did he cast a spell? Slender Man? Can I assume like he's controlling the ghost? I don't
I
know.
think you can assume that. He
Okay.
literally like raised
This is
his
just
staff,
how I'm-
and
this is just-
spirits come to me.
This is just the
and then they
flavor.
came.
This is just the flavorful way I am interpreting the spell Spirit Guardians, which you can look up in like a spell thing. It basically just like in this area, if you stay in the area, you'll take damage at the start of your turn if you don't
Oh,
make a wisdom save.
I
So
gotta make a wisdom save.
it's a lot like your ability, Anna, basically.
Ooh. Wisdom save.
Hey, there you go.
You don't take any damage. Go ahead.
So I want to stop all this shenanigans.
Sure.
I'm going to bonus action. I don't know, like lick my club. and
Sure.
make it all gross.
Sounds good.
He licked it.
He gets attack me, I think.
Ew, she licked it.
16.
Ow! Or he's about to go hit me with.
You take 1 damage.
Ow!
He boops you with his staff again. Boop. You guys keep getting booped. It's annoying.
Indeed.
And then I'm just going to smack him, like my locust and stuff start going
Yeah.
on him too.
By all means.
Okay. There it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Whoa!
it's a crit.
that's 11 damage.
So you roll another. What is it? You roll your damage die again?
It automatically
Start rolling.
calculates crits for you.
Oh,
You roll
okay.
does it?
damage dice there.
It does.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got them
that's sweet.
macros, boys.
All them macros.
But also
Oh,
I get an
see.
extra 1d6 poison damage to my melees when I'm all like swarmed up.
Sure, yeah, go for it. So roll
So
damage for.
Does it 2d6? Because are they is it does it crit the poison damage as well? Is that how that works?
What's that? What ability is that?
Symbiotic entity.
Probably
It's when
not
I'm-
then, but maybe.
I think
Okay.
it might, because sneak attack die get played as well. It's
Let's
the obviously what it is in third. You multiply all the dice, but not the modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, how do you want to run it, Chris?
Just go ahead and roll for both for now, and then I'll figure out what we're supposed to do later.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he.
Wow.
So he kind of
Enemy
just
team.
you literally just knock his block off.
I don't know if he's a traitor. I'm doing
Oh,
thing.
you're doing what?
I don't know if he's bad or non-lethal.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you just knock him out then. That's fine. So the spirits kind of like fade away to nothingness, and the two acolytes kind of like look like completely dazed and confused.
Okay. They're not out of it? Can I try to snap them out of it?
Look like very confused.
Okay. Do you have a name?
Yeah. I'm this is Hemvar, and that's Yosef.
Okay.
That's their names. Who are you?
Azala, it's a pleasure. And I do a curtsy.
They're kind of like blinking, and they're like, what happened to Father Michael?
To Mr. Michael?
Father Michael.
Father Michael.
I point to the man on the ground.
Yes. Is he okay? He's like he looks like he wants to help, but he's like blinking like really deliberately.
He's
Yes, he's fine.
He's like not said a word. He's just like kind of staring at the ceiling.
How do you know Father Michael?
He was. He thinks for a second. He's like he is the music person here.
Music person, eh?
Here?
For how long would you say he was the music person here for?
Longer than us. We've only been here like a few months.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to come with us? Hemvar and Yosef?
You want to what?
Come with us.
Like, where are we going? What's happening? What's going on here? He kind of like, he looks like he's like understanding that like something isn't right for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, are you okay?
I'm picking up Father Michael and moving him to the angel.
I'll help Anna in her
So
efforts.
so yeah, so Hemvar and Yosef are kind of like, where are you taking him?
Uh,
To a friend. I think she can help.
Downstairs.
I mean, we're supposed to help him, and they're kind of like, they look like a little like anxious that you guys.
Yeah.
Can you help carry his body to the basement, please?
His body.
He's he's alive. It just we're going to
Okay,
send him to a healer.
we'll take him. We'll take him, and they kind of like loop him over their shoulders.
Okay.
Um,
Excellent.
They start like slowly dragging him towards the staircase.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll take him to our helper downstairs, who's going to help him for sure.
All right. Um.
Funny if we got them to take a detour into the penitent room.
So, yeah, so he's taking them down. He's taking them down there, like walking down into the basement. I mean, if you guys want to stop them at any point, you can.
no.
No, I mean they're doing what we want, unless I'm missing something. Like,
So they get down to the base of the stairs. And they are like, where are we taking him? And they're kind of like are like to the crypt. And for a second they're like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
yeah, no, we have friend who's over there.
Ooh,
The
what friend?
they
A friend, an angel. An angel. I think she can help him.
Of course, she can help him. And then so they kind of like drag him off over to the back room. All right, so they enter.
I follow.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are all in there, I think. And
Yeah.
she looks like she hasn't moved at all. She's like kneeling in front of kneeling on the ground in front of like what looks like a statue. And there's like nothing, but you notice now that you're like looking around in here, like it's like the bizarrely empty room. And it looks like it's almost as though it's been like hewn out of the rock itself. Like it's
Okay.
like the walls are kind of like just look like they've been carved from natural stone. And yeah, the angel turns around and you see that she's like there's like tears running down her face, but she's not
Mhm.
like sobbing at all. Like she's like there are just tears falling.
Just perpetual tears.
Yeah. But
Okay.
she doesn't even look sad.
Huh.
Yeah. She's like, "Good, you've brought him. I can get some peace and quiet." You two. And she like snaps her fingers at the two acolytes. And they like stand to attention and like the organist like falls like flat on his face. And he's like, "Go upstairs and start cleaning the mess." And they immediately like dash for the staircase.
Okay.
"Thank you," she says. She's still like crying, by the way.
Yeah. Our pleasure.
Apologize for my brusqueness earlier. Things aren't going well, as you may imagine.
Mm. I resume prostrating before the angel.
Excellent. I thank you for your service to me. She kind of like thinks about it for a second. And she's like, "Here," and she like reaches into like a pocket at her side and like throws like a handful of gold coins down. She's like, "Your reward."
Oh, thank you, my angel.
Wait, what's your name?
My name. Yes. My name is Magdalena.
Okay.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
She like smirks and she says, "If you say so." As you may imagine, I have much to accomplish. And while I appreciate you keeping my house in order, unless you have any other business with me, this is a sacred place.
Unless the group objects otherwise, I'd like to ask her permission to take a soil sample in this area.
That's fine.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, when I say my dear revered Magdalena, we were actually brought here investigating poisoning that has been following Gruul raids, and we've been tracking the source of the poison, and it seems to perhaps be in this area, and we're not sure if it is. Would you allow us to take a soil sample to determine if the earth here is poisoned?
He like grins wryly and says, "By all means."
Thank you. And then I jam a stick into the ground.
Yeah. So there's like a little like it's like you look at it, it's just like it's like max red.
Okay.
It's like very red. The soil is very, very poisonous.
Okay. Does it like I'm gonna try another thing semi-discreetly, but not necessarily, and like take a stick and then drive it into the soil but closer to the angel to see if it's somehow more red?
Also, it is not more red because like it's also like it's like a maximum reading. Like the reading doesn't get any higher than this.
Okay. I guess there's probably not a bunch of angels all throughout the city crying, right?
What?
Because like it was in the smelting district where there was also evidence of poisoning, and then like some other places. So it'd be
No, it doesn't. I mean, you don't have any evidence of that if that's what you're asking.
yeah, no. I'm just saying it's probably not like reasonable to assume it's just from angels crying everywhere.
I mean, probably not reasonable to assume that, I would say.
Yeah,
You'd probably need to find some evidence if you thought that was why.
no, that's fair. So I turn to Revere Magdalene and I say, I apologize for bothering you again, but I must ask if you know anything of how this area may have come to be poisoned. It seems to be specifically here. Do you think it was the Gruul raid somehow?
He like looks into you and is like, with like a piercing gaze. She says, "Fine, I shall tell you.
Stand transfixed.
I assume you're here on behalf of your guilds."
Yes.
Why, yes.
So yes. I will tell you all you need to know on one condition.
Yes.
You signed this contract. And she like whoosh, like whips out a contract. She like magics it out of thin air, and like it's like fairly long. For my protection, you understand. What has gone on here? If news of my involvement were to reach back to your guilds, I would find it difficult, let's say. However, under the circumstances, I find myself starved for useful allies, and you seem to be such.
Whoa. Can I read this contract?
I'm not a notary, so I don't know if I can agree to this.
She like wryly smiles. She's like, "It's written with words, is it not?"
I laugh. I mean,
They are for reading, and she she notices that like some of her tears are like going down her arm towards it. So she kind of like lifts it up so they drip off her elbow instead.
okay. Sure. I mean, I'm not opposed to entering agreements as long as I'm not super effed by them.
Sure. So you guys want to read it? I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so the language is very legally
It's legalese.
legalese and very very difficult to get through.
Excellent. Very Orzovian.
Yeah, so one of you can make an intelligence religion check, and one of you can actually make a wisdom insight check. And you
Okay.
guys can decide, because if you're all gonna read it, one of you each can make one of those checks.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
Well, I assume you guys are all gonna read it, because you're all standing there,
Yeah.
and you're all gonna have to sign it if you decide to. So.
Who's the strongest in knowledge religion? Is it just me, or is there someone else who has it as a skill? Okay, I'll take that silence as and then insight's probably Anna, but is there anyone else who has better insight than Anna?
I have +4. That's eyes, I guess.
Okay. I have a +3 for knowledge religion, so. Starting to wish I saved my inspiration for this roll, but. Alright.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
Oh,
I was gonna
what?
give you inspiration, but you didn't wait.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do an insight check to see if this is like generally a bad idea, or it's like he's hiding something.
I mean, I asked for one for like a specific reason, but if you
Yeah.
want to make one now, just for you to like think about if this is like bad in general, you can. But
Okay, wait. What's the reason? Did you give me?
I was calling for an insight check as well as a knowledge religion check.
Oh,
For you guys reading the contract and for you to get information out of it.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that first.
Yeah, do that first, and then later you guys can make other checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So there's a lot of really complicated language, but it all seems for the most part to just be like legalese, like just like ways of stating things in very specific language, so that there's no possible like loopholes.
Okay.
None of you guys are like particularly well versed with contract law.
Mm.
When it comes to my turn to read it, I just like sign it.
So in like yeah, like none of you are like have any experience. Like none of you are Orzhov advocates. None of you are
Mhm.
so like none of you really have any experience with that. But from what you understand, this reads like a pretty standard non-disclosure agreement. Basically,
Okay.
you agree to undertake a certain task in exchange for agreed upon information and financial compensation for pain and suffering and all that stuff. There's like a weird insurance section of the bill as well, which seems to say something
Okay.
like
That's
how
nice.
you it seems to overlay like the incentive structure for if something were to happen to you in the course of fulfilling these duties, you'll be
Yeah.
your families will be compensated by it all seems pretty standard. It doesn't seem like overly suspicious to you guys.
Okay.
Um, nothing in it seems particularly like damaging, although the financial compensation terms are fairly vague.
Having dealt with the Orzhov syndicate before, I know the correct thing is just to sign and deal with the consequences later. I mean, nothing bad can happen as long as you pay them back or do what you're supposed to. It's all about agreements, okay? You help them, they help you.
Yeah, so probably you guys are like naturally fairly wary of this sort of thing, but keep in mind that like I understand like you as players are like, oh, I described the Orzhov as like evil, basically. I believe when I did the pre-session, I described them as the closest thing you can get to like actually evil. Keep in mind like they do like almost all like contracts, like civil contract law is
Mm.
is taken is under their umbrella. And
Right.
so like if you've ever like needed a lease for anything, your lawyer was probably an Orzhov member.
Right.
So if you've ever done any legal terms or had to get any, like bylaws or had to work around a particularly thorny Orzhov bylaw, and Orzhov advocates could probably get that done for you. So
Okay.
there's no stipulation in here that is like you're not being lent anything. It seems like a pretty standard employment contract, which again you guys would have been familiar with.
Yeah.
It's like now that you've signed the contract, here's the egg of destiny that holds the universe. Bye. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Did you read the contract?
Just telling you guys, you guys said you'd write it, so that's what it seems to say. Nothing in the contract is particularly.
Well, she's offering
Yeah,
to
when
tell us everything. So, with my end of the check,
However,
I'm gonna
that it is a non-disclosure agreement. So basically,
Yeah.
while you're bound by the terms of the contract, you're not allowed to talk about the terms to anyone.
Or can we talk
Okay.
about it amongst each other?
Yes, the signatories obviously can, but
Can I read it?
allowed to.
Like,
Yeah, I'm telling you what I'm
Yeah,
giving you guys.
this is all read it. He's telling us.
okay, sorry.
Write a legal document because I'm not that dedicated to this campaign. Sorry to say.
I
You're like years of law school just to make this a little more flavorful or anything.
Yeah.
I explicitly don't read it because I've signed some of these before about gambling and whatever. You'd be like, oh, you're never here, gambling in the den. I'm a gambler, so that's what I do. I just sign it when it's my turn. It's like, yeah, this is the thing you do. You just sign it, and then everything's
All right,
fine.
so go ahead, Steve. You wanted to make another check? What for?
no, it's fine. With that insight check, she's willing to tell us everything.
Yep, she's willing to tell you
And
guys. She's
I don't-
willing to give you the information you want.
Yeah, and I don't know much about the Orzhov,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna sign it,
Yep.
and yeah, I'll sign it.
Is there any specifics about like? Actually, I don't know. No,
Okay,
I
if you
take
want
it back.
to,
I take it back. I did not read it. I take it back. I have questions, but nope. I signed it. I did not read it.
She's an
Well, you can always look back after you signed it and read it again.
No.
What about the other two? Andrew, Tyler, you in on?
I'm definitely going to sign it because I want to know about the poison. But I'm curious, you'd mentioned it's something about a task in exchange for information?
Yeah, basically that in exchange for this information that you're going to be it'll be quid pro quo. The information was led to a service of some kind, which is vaguely
Okay,
defined.
so it's not simply just a non-disclosure, it's also a non-disclosure with a task attached.
It kind of it kind of implies that like for the length the contract will be fulfilled when you guys accomplish the task set forward in the contract itself.
Okay.
And it's kind of this part was where it gets kind of fuzzy. You're not exactly sure like from reading it seems to be like this task can't be like has to be like there are like all these kind of restrictions on what can be asked of you.
Okay.
And
So it's not specified, it's just kind of left open-ended?
yeah, basically there are like it references a bunch of like local like labor laws and like statutes on like the types of labor that are allowed and this and that. But it does have some like provisions in it that are like that like there's like a fixed term and it says like no more than like 60 days and things like
Okay.
that. And it doesn't have and it says like that the work may must be in accordance with safety measures Azoria's blah 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 blah. And
Yeah.
you just don't know all of those statutes very well,
Yeah.
but you know that like most employment contracts reference these statutes, so they don't seem to be particularly heinous
Okay.
as far as you can tell. And there's no
Yeah, I
like
don't-
there's nothing like particularly Orzhov because again like you're not being extended alone. It's just quid pro quo work for information, and the work will be of a type commensurate with your commensurate with your abilities and yada yada yada. And
Okay.
you agree to if you fail to perform the contract, then
Null and void.
the contract will be considered null and void. You're not exactly sure how that would work, given that she's being giving you information in response for this, but
Yeah.
you don't know exactly how that works, but there's got to be some kind of repayment process. So it's
Yeah, that's well, I suppose. Because I'll turn to her because I don't necessarily suspect foul play. I don't suspect anything devious. Maybe that's wrong, but I kind of just am like, oh, I thought this was a non-disclosure agreement. It seems here like it's an employment contract.
she nods and she says, "Well, yes, I'm not going to give you something for nothing."
Oh, I mean, That's fair, I suppose.
Like the language of it, the language of the non-disclosure is to protect myself. As you understand, this information is sensitive, and I don't want it getting back to your guilds until I am able to secure my position.
So
She's
just
like, she like shrugs. She's like, I understand obviously that you feel some loyalty to your guild, so if you do not wish to engage in this contract, then by all means, you need not. But
mhm.
I have greater understanding of your task than you know.
I definitely can believe that. But no, I mean that's fair. I have more loyalty to the soil than I do to my guild, I suppose. But I'm just want to be clear because I don't want to break the contract or cause trouble. So the non-disclosure ties to the information surrounding the origins of this poison, as well as your involvement in it.
She nods. She says, "I can tell you the origin of the poisoned earth. Yes, who is the reason that it is involved, and my involvement with it, minimal though it is."
Okay. And so, in theory or in practice, we'll only be able to relay this information to our guilds once this contract is fulfilled.
Correct. She says, the payment for violations, of course. You'll see the language there in subsection 83B, and she kind of like goes on and explains blah 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 blah, and you're like kind of like nodding along, but you realize you don't actually really understand what she's saying.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Like,
It
yeah,
mentions something along. It generally it generally mentions like gold compensation to be paid on X date for Y reason, and
okay,
it doesn't seem nefarious, but you're not sure.
yeah. Well,
So,
I really want to know about this poisoning, so I guess I sign it.
okay. How about you, Tyler?
I think it's neat. I'll sign it.
Sure.
Just signed away his soul. He's like, yeah, cool.
So cool. Now you are all my slaves. No.
Yeah.
Uh,
Snap,
Well,
go
if
king
I-
of the
like
mist.
excellent. And she like kind of like snaps. She like snaps the paper in her hand, and like you see like a ghostly kind of like copy, kind of like swirls off from it, and she kind of like grabs it, and as she touches it, it becomes corporeal, and she like slides it into a scroll case at her side. At her side, and she says, "This is your copy."
Oh, thanks.
Now,
Be the contract bearer.
I mean, yeah, you guys are all joint contract bearers, so
Okay.
it's your joint responsibility.
But I mean, like the person to hold it.
Oh, well, I don't know, whoever.
Okay, well, I'll grab it if no one's grabbing.
Okay. All right. So, she says, "Do you know where you stand?"
Uh,
I'm
underneath.
standing right here.
She she like looks over at you, Tyler, but she's like she doesn't look amused like whatsoever. She just like looks at you.
I'm not. Am I
Can I
wrong?
shoot daggers at Yaya with my eyes?
He's not like, yeah, she's not doesn't seem like angry at you. She just doesn't seem like she feels anything
Okay.
for your joke. But she seems to like to be looking at you in a way that like is like acknowledgement of your
What
statement.
joke?
No, I suppose you wouldn't. It's been a long time since anyone of any importance came out to the first district.
Fair.
You stand before the crypt of Grand Arbiter Heinrich the 67th.
Oh, jeez.
She kind of like turns around and you see like there's just like a statue, but you realize it's just kind of like sitting on the ground.
Now, so it's like been knocked over.
No, there's just like a statue of like a man in like rather old robes, rather old-fashioned Orzhov robes.
Okay.
And it's just kind of sitting there on the ground. She says, or rather, what was the crypt of Heinrich the 62nd,
Okay.
67th. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if you, I don't know what you know about Orzhov architecture, but generally speaking, and she kind of like kicks the ground. She's like, we choose things other than dirt for the floors to our most sacred crypts.
Mm.
As a matter of fact, we generally choose marble and onyx.
Hmm.
And so she kind of looks over and she's like, what's happened here is a mystery even to me. What I can say is that, as you are no doubt aware, Gruul raiding parties have overrun the district, destroyed the law courts, and several blocks all around.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, given that it is my responsibility to protect this church and those within it, I managed to keep them at bay, the raiding parties,
Mm-hmm.
one by one as they came, along with some assistance from the loyal members of the priesthood.
Okay.
However, um, over time, and there's been a distinct lack of assistance from from the so-called law and order around here, not to mention my other Orzhov associates.
Okay.
As a result, it was only a matter of time before our numbers were whittled so low as to be simply, yeah, it was looking grim, shall we say.
Okay.
And then I realized something. She kind of looks up, and you can see like the tears are flowing from her face. She says, I realized I had failed in my duty. And she like, for the first time, like you guys, like her like face, which is like completely like completely like neutral. For the first time, you kind of like notice like her brow like furrowing like ever so slightly.
Okay.
Like even just like the sight of this like modicum of emotion is just like like sends a chill down all of your spines.
Mm.
She says, "The crypt," and she like gestures around, "has been looted."
Mm.
She nods. And she says, "What you may not realize is that there are about a dozen crypts in here, generally of Heinrich the 57th or 67th and his closest associates, family, friends, uh, financiers. All of them were buried here, along with an amount of treasure that's, well, it was impressive for the day, let's say.
Okay.
Modest by modern standards, I must be said. But
Hmm.
you know, crypt is like fashion. You know, it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Humans die so often. It's just real pity. But in any event, old-fashioned though they were still rather valuable. And of course, it is my responsibility to protect them. And as you can see, she like gestures. I don't know if you guys remembered this. She only has one arm.
Yep.
She gestures to like her like where her like right arm would be. She's like, well, in failing one's duty, it is difficult to just remain fighting. And I'm afraid I left my priests to their own devices while I came down here to pay the price for my failure.
I see.
And she nods and she says, but of course, none of this really matters to you, I suppose.
That's not true, but I'm listening.
But of course, you are here, you're concerned with the poisonings.
Yes.
Nods. She's like, they're known to us as well. And of course, why wouldn't they be? I suppose, after a fashion, they are our fault.
See.
I mean, not in any legal sense, of course. She like she like is like seems like vaguely amused at her own joke.
Mm.
After all, grave robbers get what's coming to them most
Mm.
of the time. You see, there's been a change of attitude, shall we say, in some of the higher ups. Most of our old crypts are forgotten even to us. And, you know, we see many Orzhov treasures being sold on the most vulgar of marketplaces, and that kind of pricked some of them, some of their, shall we say, more sensitive sides. And I think, you know, humans being what they are, they wish to have it all, even when their bodies are gone and their souls transmuted to the afterlife.
Mm.
So there's a general agreement that the more recent tombs would be sealed with a curse, that anyone who broke it would, well, you know, face, a blight of a poisonous blight.
Uh,
However, it seems that whoever wrote the language of the curse was a little imprecise. It doesn't seem to have fallen upon the robbers themselves, um, because it seems the idea of the curse is that when you steal things, right, the curse
mhm.
hits. But what actually seems to be happening is if the like tomb is disturbed destructively, um, it doesn't actually trigger in the way it's supposed to. It actually just kind of scattershot. It goes all over the place.
I see.
Yeah. So I'm like transitioning out of her voice because I'm struggling relaying the curse in ways that
Yeah,
are
that's fine. Thank
sensible.
you so much in character.
Yeah. So because this tomb basically was disturbed um, radically and like destructively, the curse was experienced this way. And so she says like this this was agreed to, by the way, probably around 150 years ago.
Okay.
Um, so most major Orzhov tombs that have been constructed in the last 150 years have this sort of curse protection.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is one of the first ones that was made, as a matter of fact. This is one of the first
With that in
that,
place.
yeah, that was made with that in place.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, so she's like, so that is the reason why the Earth has been so disrupted.
but is
You know,
that for the other sites as well? Like in the was it the smelting district or something? Is there just like ancient crypts there that we weren't aware of?
she shrugs. She's like, I mean, I've rarely strayed from this church in the entirety of my existence. I was created to protect it,
Interesting.
to protect this cathedral and the vaults underneath.
Hmm. Okay.
So yeah,
Well, thank you.
she nods. She says, but something that you should keep in mind: rule raiding parties, they never breached my walls. They
Okay.
did not enter through the front door. They did not descend into the crypt. Whoever attacked did so, and she gestures to the ground from below. And she's like, I wouldn't put it above the Gruul to tame large worms, of course, but it is not in their nature. She like shrugs. She's like, but who knows? In any event, I would have you find out.
Certainly.
As you're no doubt aware, the Gore clan has wreaked havoc on this district, and for whatever reason, the normally vigilant Legion have managed to completely cock up their defense. They've retreated and are forming a protective ring around the something, the blah blah.
Is it the Guildmasters thingamajig?
Yes, the Guild Mages Forum. Thank you.
Right.
And have so far twiddled their thumbs and not successfully put together any sort of counterattack.
Hmm.
She's like, I would appreciate it if you could go to them and figure out, what's the holdup
Okay.
and hurry them along. As you're no doubt aware, she gestures to the contract. She's like, this knowledge will remain secret until such a time as the district can be retaken.
Okay. So, just to be clear, because I don't want to do anything I'm not supposed to. So the knowledge, all this knowledge, like the fact that we think there may be things coming from below rather than the Gruul raids. I get that the curse is supposed to stay secret. That makes sense. So yeah, because I'm just trying to think of things I can use to sort of coax the Boros to come and assist, and perhaps prepare them for what they might encounter, which is the only reason I'm thinking about alerting them to the danger of things from below. But I mean, would you rather this all remain completely clandestine? Like
She
nothing.
she kind of like explains. She's like kind of like goes through like some of the subsections and kind of points out that like the information that is to remain confidential is sensitive information relating to her and to the Orzhov. So obviously the
Okay.
fact that someone else attacked an Orzhov cathedral is not sensitive information and not an Orzhov secret.
Okay. I can do that. And is this the task we are to be fulfilling in the contract, or is this separate?
She kind of like raises an eyebrow and she's like, well, as you can see from blah blah blah. She's like, basically, she's like, seems like, did you guys
Me
actually
through
read
the
this or
contract.
what? um, come on, like you guys sat there 15 minutes reading this
Okay,
damn
well,
thing and you
obviously
didn't
I
even
could have read
understand it.
whatever I wanted.
No, she's like,
I can see 3 people with like drool from their mouths. Just
the
off the side.
yeah. So basically, the terms of the contract will be considered fulfilled when order is restored to the district. When when the Gruul raid has been repulsed entirely, and that will give you leave to speak to others about this particular curse.
Sure, I think that's totally reasonable. Um, yeah, I mean, geez, I'm feeling a weird sense of loyalty to this person for some reason, but I mean, having graves disturbed and things stolen is terrible. So I'm definitely all good to help her with whatever she wants.
Exactly. Setting booby traps in your grave to like poison millions of innocent people is perfectly fine.
That wasn't the intention.
Yeah, you're right. It was
I
definitely
mean,
just
that's what happened, but that was not what they meant.
yeah. What they meant was definitely
See.
way better. You can be sure of it. Um. Anyway, she says, "Feel free to use the facilities here, meager though they are." She kind of like gestures to like the cells over down at the bottom here, and she says, "They are not meant for long-term accommodation, but for short or medium term, they'll be perfectly acceptable. They are for monks and priests and those who are visiting or on a pilgrimage or
Oh yeah.
that sort of thing. So there's not cells for prisoners. They're like cells for like monks and basically people who are like meditating or want to be like shut out from the world.
Oh wait, those
Or
were those cells we passed before.
yeah, they're not like prison cells.
Oh, they're not.
Well, according to her, they're not.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so she's like, feel free to use them if you need.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I can definitely go for a rest after being mauled. Is there anything else we can do for you, Revered Magdalena, or is that all you require?
She like wryly smiles at you. She says, "No need to butter me up."
Well, I mean, you are an angel. I just give him respect where respect is due.
She like wryly smiles. She's like, "Yes, I hear that often from people who've just signed a contract with me."
I laugh. Okay. Well, I'll go. I'll go rest then.
All right. Yeah, if you guys want to go rest, or if there's anything else you want to do.
Sure. Yeah, let's rest.
Okay.
I love to rest.
Yeah, I definitely need it. I'm out of spells.
While I walk away, it's like, do you have a crush on her or something? To Zala,
What? Revered Magdalena?
obviously.
No, I don't swing that way. But we're an angel. She's an angel, and we're in her house essentially. So best to be on your best behavior. Besides, it's obviously been hard done by. I mean, as much as I don't necessarily. Well, I guess maybe I don't have like a dark spot in my heart for the Orzhov, but you know, they've been hard done by, and I have some mercy for them in that sense. Having your sacred places defiled is nothing I wish on anybody.
Kind of their fault.
How? They got attacked by some kind of worm incursion and have been suffering gruel raids.
This whole curse is their fault.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's sort of on them, but at the same time, like the only reason it's going this way is because they've been essentially attacked. So, yeah, I
All
just
the
have
guilds
to.
are getting attacked different ways. It's their
Yeah,
fault that they couldn't take care of it. Now they're asking us for the help.
that's a bit harsh, don't you think?
No, not at all.
Well, I disagree, but that's fine.
She questioned our loyalty to the guilds.
Did she?
She said,
But,
if you sign this, I understand your loyalty, but
but
it
what?
I don't know. She didn't strike me as someone to butter up, in her words.
I don't seek to butter her up, only give her respect where it's due. And then I turn to Yaya and say, maybe we could all learn from that.
I don't like this place. Let's find these holes to the underground and get out of here.
If we can. I know worms tend to seal their passageways pretty effectively.
Mhm.
I think perhaps more importantly, we need to get the Boros to come and secure this area, although that's going to be no small feat. I mean, the Guild Mages Forum is an important location, and they're going to be very reticent to just abandon it. So we're going to have to think of something really interesting to get them to fan out and essentially launch an offensive.
So we just have to stop the gruel raids, find out who's
No big
doing
deal.
who's sending these worms into the basement or into
I
the
mean, it
ground.
wasn't technically part of the contract, although it was given to us as information that the gruel are likely not the ones interfering with these areas. Although I suppose it would be good if we could tie up that end and prevent further incursions.
That means there's three forces at play here: the Boros, the gruel, and this other force. I think we should figure out who this other force is first.
Do you think we can?
Yeah, we've uncovered other mysteries before. Why not this one?
I mean, I suppose. I think we should. I'm more interested in getting the Boros to come and secure the area first, but I'm not opposed to hearing your ideas on uncovering what might be behind this underground incursion. I just don't know if we can actually do that.
Do we have any contacts in the Boros?
Uh, no, but we can go talk to the garrison.
Sure, let's start with that.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys are gonna take a rest first, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and you guys can do that. Is it short rest or long rest?
Please.
There's like beds and junk here, so if you want to take a long rest, you can.
What time of day is it?
I don't know. I think probably been like the better part of a couple hours. So it's probably like early evening.
I'm down for a short rest.
I have literally 0 spell. I have half. I mean, it depends what everyone else wants. I vote for a long rest, but that's just
I vote for long rest too.
yeah. Sandwich?
Elephant man.
Let's take rest.
Well, all right. Okay. Well, you guys can take a long rest. That's fine. You are
Okay.
not disturbed.
You really don't like this place, do you, Anna?
No, I do
It'll be
not.
fine. What has the Oars have ever done to you?
Yeah. So you kind of hear the
I look
dulcet.
at my wallet.
You hear the dulcet tones of a man like whipping himself every few hours. But other than
Oh yeah,
that,
I meant to ask.
Hey, it's that guy.
other than that, it's the beds are like perfectly serviceable. There's nothing particularly malicious about them. They're not like
Yeah.
uncomfy on purpose or anything.
Okay. Not a suffering guild.
Wait,
Actually, quite the opposite, I imagine.
what does Magdala do with Father Michael?
Yeah, you guys can like look around the church. So, um, if you like want to go back and like see like talk to her, you can. She like
Actually, well, yeah. Sorry.
if you head over there, you kind of like she hasn't like done anything with him just yet. But if you head upstairs, you can see like the acolytes are like they're like kind of like looking at like the like burnt out husk that used to be the sanctuary and are like just kind of like bewildered as to what they're supposed to do about this.
Mm.
So they've like resorted to just like moving some of the more reasonably sized pieces of like statue rubble back to where they were supposed to be.
Okay. Poor guys.
I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, what do you guys think we should do next? I'm thinking just approaching the Boros garrison to be like, essentially get them to secure the area first, and then hopefully we can start investigating underground. What do you think?
I guess. Wait, what did Boros even do again?
What do they do? They're basically like the military. So military slash police, I guess. Just like a militaristic guild. And right now they're defending. I mean, they're defending the rest of the city from this area mostly, but now they're particularly defending the Guild Mages Forum, which is more of a historical site. But if we can get them to fan out and kind of retake this area at least, then that would earn us some points towards revered Magdalena. Not to mention satisfy our contract, which is also important because if we don't satisfy the contract, we can't relay what we found back to the guilds and solve our initial quest, which was to get to the bottom of this poisoning business. Although it's still odd how it happened in other locations. Like the fact that it's, yeah, I don't know. Still seems weird.
I wonder if she even tried to take care of the curse. She's an angel. She
True.
would take care of this easily.
Really? I don't know. Depends how powerful the curse is and who created it.
Or how powerful the angel is. She's an angel.
Yeah, but she's not all powerful. She's just a like greater being.
What?
What's going
I
on?
mean, she's missing an arm. It's not like she's above being defeated.
Yeah, I can relate.
I suppose.
What's the discussion going on?
Oh, just what we should do next and discussing the current situation.
Okay.
She said,
What are the Boros? Should we go get them? The poisoning, Magdalena, is she like could she have stopped the curse on her own? And then yeah, just stuff like that. And is very very uncomfortable in this area, I think. Very distrustful of the Orzhov, it seems. But I'm very curious as to I'm still not completely convinced or completely understanding how the poisoning can happen everywhere across the city if it's just tied to an Orzhov curse. Because like the smelting district, really? Like I don't know. There's
Well, according to the information you were given, right, is that when a tomb was constructed,
Mhm.
a large important one, the curse was like laid down on it.
Mhm.
So, in the last, this one was one of the first, and that was like nearly 200 years ago. So,
Yeah.
we did find a
Yeah, I guess-
Boros crypt in there, or not a crypt, a memorial, I guess, in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smelting District.
How old was that cenotaph?
Oh, wasn't it?
That's a good question, and yeah, you're not sure because you didn't know like who that Boris person was. So, and without like, I guess someone could make like a knowledge or an intelligence check, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess yeah, intelligence history. Although I guess you kind of already made that and wouldn't know. But yeah, it would just be like general based on like architectural styles and things. So it'd be a little harder, but you make the
Okay.
check.
Well, is like people uncovering these graves for things across
Yeah,
the city?
you're like, I don't know, like it's old probably. I don't know. I mean, it's buried underground, so it must be pretty old. I don't know. That's your take on the situation.
Yeah, I got 4.
Yeah. Yeah, without knowing who that Boros person is, it'd be pretty difficult for you guys to say.
Yeah.
And you don't know who that Boros person is, so it is pretty
No,
difficult.
I have no idea. I have not studied much on the Boros. At least that one person in particular, it seems.
So we have to just stop the girl raids in any way, and then we could start saying
I think like
what the
basically
curse
secure
is.
this location again was my understanding. Like just bring order to the area. And I guess that's a good question though. Chris, do we need to also deal with the incursions from below?
It's kind of implied that
Yeah, I would think so, right? Okay.
yeah,
That makes sense.
it's yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, you only need to be, like I said, it's also like she's also like kind of she was more explicit on what she wanted you to do, which
Mhm.
was take care of the Gruul Raider. So
Yeah. No, that's fair. But no, I mean we want to do that anyways. Like we have a personal investment in that. But that makes sense.
Well, we could always just do it ourselves. We could find this Gruul leader or whoever's starting the raids and off this person. It
Uh,
might stop.
don't know if that would end it. Also, no offense to us, but I highly doubt we have the capability to do that. I feel like we'll definitely need the Boros' help to secure the area, especially against the hordes.
And Magdalena won't help us with this, right?
Well, I mean, she's busy here, and it was sort of our task with the contract. Although I guess if you're asking if we can ask her for assistance, then
Yeah.
I mean, you can always ask. You can always go ask people for help. It's allowed by the rules.
Um, Yeah, sure. Let's just speak to the Boros and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you guys, everyone's done their resting activities.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll quickly for any health I regained, if that's all right.
Well, you guys are taking a long rest, I thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
just So you're at full health,
Oh, okay.
and you get your hit dice back.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
I feel good.
Yeah. I guess when I'm resting, I will say a small prayer to the earth for it to try and heal. But other than that,
Sure. All right. Go for it. Okay. So you guys, you wake up in the morning, and you notice that like outside of each of your cells, there's been like a little tray with just some like bread and fresh water been set up for you.
the what is it? The meal of the
Yeah, breakfast of champions. Bread and
yeah.
water.
I was not the chase, but the temper. I don't know what the proper term would be. It's not poverty, but okay. So now I take it graciously.
And yeah, where you got? What are y'all doing?
Did you say where the garrison was? For the
Sorry.
Boros? Did you say where the Boros garrison was?
The central garrison is a little ways, is a fairly far distance away. But the angel mentioned that like closer nearby is like the guild mage's forum, and then they have a defensive perimeter set up there.
Yeah. We can at least go find out like what their situation is and why they might be not willing to push out.
Yeah. Let's go to the guild mage.
Okay.
Forum.
All right. So yeah, you guys make your way over there. The streets are still obviously deserted and pretty pretty gnarly looking, honestly.
Why they're
Most of the
throwing
buildings
feces
are
everywhere?
most of the buildings are like partially or completely destroyed.
Okay.
Um, it's not a long walk. It's only like an hour or two. Um, the sun's just coming up, as a matter of fact. But as you guys make your way through like a valley,
Mm-hmm.
it goes like eerily quiet,
Hmm.
and the sun seems to like almost like darken in the sky. So I need you all
Like
to
supernaturally?
sorry?
Like not naturally, but like supernaturally?
Yeah,
Okay.
supernaturally. Um, so yeah, everyone make a perception check. I guess I could just make it your passive perception, but whatever.
Nothing gets by me.
Nothing gets by Yaya Jabur. But everything gets by fucking Azala, Jesus Christ.
I did really well at remedial looking.
Nope.
I'm gonna spend inspiration. Ha. Look.
Oh
Nice.
well.
Where's my here it is.
Wow.
Okay, so Sinich and Yaya, you guys get advantage on the
The saving throw to not die.
no, on the initiative roll that you're all making now.
Ah.
Ah.
We should use the underground.
Yeah. This is the underground. It's coming to us.
So a huge like it looks almost like a bat and almost like an insect and almost like neither and almost like your worst nightmare descends on you out of the skies.
Oh crap.
Excellent.
It's an abstract aberration of things I find
Exactly
disgusting.
what I like.
Wait, do we get disadvantage?
Sorry?
Do we get
No.
disadvantage on the initiative check?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
If you just made this, if you made the perception roll, then you would get advantage. That's all I was saying. Because it's
Sorry, guys. I rolled 20.
Yeah, I think you still get 5 though, Sean.
Yeah, I just find it super funny that like I got advantage, I still got 5.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah,
having
both your advantages have been pretty brutal, unfortunately.
I just like sit there slack-jawed like, huh?
have to restart roll 20? For some reason, I'm getting a 503 error.
interesting.
Yeah.
Are you in the 503? Is that why?
Yes.
Natch.
503 error.
I'm roll 20 is no longer working for me. I just tried 2 different browsers.
Weird.
What? Maybe restart your computer?
It's fucking us.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
game-
god,
yeah,
plus
weird.
50
It should be
initiative.
like a computer thing.
Well, let's see if any other website works.
Mm.
Just try a couple of sites. No, everything seems to work other than just roll 20. I'm on multiple pages now. I don't think it's a cache issue either.
Alright, apparently the area code 503 is the northwest region of Oregon, Portland, Salem, and Astoria.
No, so it's Portland. I actually
No problem.
in a real place. Huh.
Yeah, the 503 autonomous zone.
Is that where all those unmarked vans are taking people?
What's this
I'm
one?
just
One more
saying,
time?
like, it's kind of fucked up.
It is.
What? I didn't hear that on the news. What happened?
Oh, like we have a they have a Stasi now.
Yeah, there's like
Oh.
a bunch of unmarked vans that are claimed to be operated by American federal agents operating in Portland right now, but
I
like
see.
none of the people are identifying themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
they're
a
just
little
taking
sketchy,
protesters.
to say the least.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, most of the reports are like, because they're not like identifying themselves as like actual police officers, although they seem to be, because like the people who are taken are like, they get their like Miranda rights read to them and things like that, but like they're not saying who they are, and their vehicles don't have any markings that can be associated with a federal agency. So
Yeah. Okay.
and like it's kind of like just kind of up, but hey,
It's kind of concerning, yeah.
yeah, a little concerning, I would say. When police officers don't feel the need to publicly say what they're doing.
Yeah.
A little concerning. The kind of the whole point of the police is that we let them do whatever they want because they state that they are the
They're
police.
still under some kind of set of rules, yeah.
Yeah, like that you're being arrested and what your rights are, and
Yeah.
when they kind of don't say who they are or act kind of
Yeah.
legally, it's a little weird. So
Yeah, a little bit.
Portland right now, so fun times.
Okay.
Mayor's
Yeah,
like extremely pissed off about it.
The dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. The 1890s. Who likes those Black Riders?
So yeah.
Well, joining in, Tyler?
I'm really trying to get roll 20 to go up, but like none of the 503 service unavailable. And then so it says there's a service available. There's not a server available to handle your request. Most of the time, this is a temporary error. And maybe, if you're consistently seeing this error, maybe an issue with the site. To see the status page, go to status.roll20.
I just checked, and it didn't work for me either.
And there's a link where it just shows tweets.
No, for sure. I just refreshed, and yeah, it's roll 20 is down.
Is it?
Oh, dang.
That's why. Yeah, everyone.
not-
Yeah, no.
You guys are playing on
Is
borrowed
that
time.
me?
Yeah, we were exactly. We were the only reason we didn't see it is because we were.
In the heat of the moment.
So in that instance, I wonder if does this save everything we do in here?
Chris, the monster you summoned was so strong it just destroyed roll 20. It just
Yeah.
broke it.
Yeah, no, it's just like the website itself is down.
Oh damn.
I accidentally refreshed.
Right, Steve, it's you and me.
Well, I did it.
Uh,
Let's see. Yeah, no, yeah, roll 20 is down. That's why I went on down for everyone or just me.
Yeah.
Gateway timeout. You,
There you
player and host. There is
All
a
right.
gateway.
Well, you know what?
Do a little theater of the mind.
It's
I
8
like-
o'clock, so I think rather than trying to make it work, we can maybe just call it there for today.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, we still need content though. Let's talk about some of our hopes and dreams before we log off.
Yeah, I mean I guess unless it's up in like the next few minutes, but even then, like, yeah. Sorry for the late start today, guys. That was poor planning on my part.
No, it's
Oh.
okay.
Stuff happens. It's all good.
But got you guys did your boss battle, so that was fun.
I'm just
Yeah,
concerned.
I liked the move to like get by the guards because I was originally gonna be like, what? No, that's stupid, and then I'm like, wait, yeah, that is stupid. We should do it. Get the roll.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
Because like they're dazed, right? They don't know what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
so it makes the perfect kind of thing that would make sense to try and trick them with. I gave you guys the jump because if you guys had to get past them, he would have been able to do a lot more damage to you guys. But you guys managed to get past them, and that made the encounter a lot easier for you guys. And given that you're out of spells, Andrew, I think that was driving a lot of your creativity, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to get creative when your shields are down.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that.
I would like to share a very choice thread from the r/Mandela Effect subreddit before we go.
Sure.
In this person's timeline, Coke came in blue cans and tasted like how Dr. Pepper tastes in this cursed timeline. Pepsi was also blue, but more of a seafoam baby blue. CERN trying to unveil it as a product they can capitalize the next Coke product, maybe? Question mark?
So this is some like Tales from the Loop ass shit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Maybe.
That screams like a Tales from the Loop storyline. Like it's like new Coke is coming out, but then they it doesn't work, so they retcon time to come up with a different product line.
No, I like that.
Maybe a little too overly commercial for that, which is it tends to be a little more mystical than that.
Yeah, I feel like a Tales from the Loop that's entirely like commercial focused, or like product placement.
I mean, it is the '80s, so
Yeah.
it is kind of built into the setting, but
Yeah, we're working for our secret agent, our operative Ronald Reagan.
yeah. That reminds me, like, is the when is who I forgot who is producing that TV series?
Amazon, I think.
Is it Amazon? Okay, good.
Yeah.
That means when it comes out, I'll be able to watch it.
It is out. The first episode, the first season's out.
Oh, the first season's out? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I better watch it.
Watch it. I watched the first episode. It's like this is a slow burn about something about time travel, possibly.
Oh, it's gonna be it's gonna be one of those. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, the last episode's gonna be insane, probably.
It's like that. It's like dinosaurs. Everything's true. Absolutely everything.
It makes sense now. Nothing makes sense.
There's also gonna be apparently a Magic the Gathering animated series coming out soon as well.
They have that. It's called Hearthstone. The animations happen when you flip cards and stuff or open booster packs.
Actually, Magic has that too. They have
What
a free to play card game you can play online now.
Yeah.
They have little stupid animations when you play cards.
There's your animated series. It's just
I
watching.
know,
cards.
exactly. It's basically, yeah, exactly. By playing the game, you make your own animated series.
I would love an animated series that's just ASMR of just things you do, like moving cards, shuffling them.
I'm sure those exist.
The Foley
Tom.
artist would love you, Tyler. They'd be like,
Yeah.
hell yeah. This is the best
Yeah.
series ever created for me.
Yeah. Watch. Let's go to sleep as I just listen to this man open booster packs.
I guarantee you booster pack ASMR is a thing that already exists.
I'm pretty sure it is too.
Guarantee it. Oh no, what's happening? What'd you get? What'd you pull?
Here we go. Whoa, speaking of the devil, 51 minutes long. ASMR Magic the Gathering opening booster packs Ravnica edition.
Oh my god.
But that's right under ASMR Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster pack opening.
Did he crack any foils? I gotta know. Did he get a foil? What was his box topper? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, she's getting help from her boyfriend. Unsubscribe.
Ah. By the way, this definitely isn't a horny thing.
No, totally not.
Totally not. I
just so
I remember that. Remember that for like months, everyone was like really insisting that it wasn't a horny thing, and I'm
Yeah.
like looking at all these really hot girls whispering into microphones, and I'm pretty sure this is a horny thing.
I was more upset that it just wasn't binaural audio, but they thought ASMR is how much spit you can hear when their lips separate.
Oh God,
Oh.
I know, right? Like, I'm sorry, like I don't mean to like harsh on anyone's mellow here, but like whenever I can hear like your saliva, I want to die. And I don't mean that like I'm not putting anyone on blast here. Like, if I talk to you in person, you don't need to like guard your mouth or anything because I don't actually care. Like in normal conversation, and I've
Yeah.
never noticed it. But like when you put a microphone right up to your mouth and you make
Yeah.
really deliberate smacking noises, it just ugh.
You get like PTSD flashbacks, like eating a Taco Bell and the oil getting everywhere.
Exactly. It's just unpleasant. Like I don't want to be reminded that your mouth like consumes things.
Yeah.
You know, like the yawning portal to a dark dimension.
Yeah, mouths are for talking, singing, and things that only patrons who pay above a certain amount are privy to learning about. If you want to donate more than $30 a month, you can find out.
I do think that like the fact that I've made like one of like the primary mysteries of this thing, like worms burrowing out of the earth and like consuming everything, like I think that says a lot about me, honestly. Probably more than I'm comfortable,
I see.
That's what happens when you're a DM, like you just got to make your own. You just got to draw on your own fears for your antagonist, because like how else are you gonna make sure that it's like creepy and weird and scary?
All of
And,
the enemies look like my parents.
exactly, like you guys are gonna bury into the ground. And you're like, oh, it's this like effigy of a clown mask. What could this mean?
Yeah, and like
Like,
we were, I remember
nothing.
playing,
It doesn't mean anything.
playing Murderous Ghost with Sean. It's like half the ghosts I came up with was just body horror. And it's like, oh, this says a lot about me the more I think about it.
Oh yeah.
Like I love David Cronenberg, and I have my own fears of my own body falling apart. I guess.
It's true.
That's a fun game.
I love that game.
Play it again. I played it with Christine once, and I think I killed her with the murderous ghost. I don't remember, but it is a murderous ghost. Like sometimes you gotta kill people.
Yeah.
Well, it is in the name. Like it's not off-brand for her to meet her untimely demise in Murderous Ghosts. There's got to be a way that we can play Murderous Ghosts with all of us, where you have one person narrating, making do the scenario, and the other person playing, and somehow two spectators heckling can alter the outcome of the things a character or a DM does.
Why you just heckle them to do something different?
Brain, like you've just like I haven't like really like strong deja vu, as though like this is like an actual RPG that exists.
What, where you heckle people and then it all determines the outcome based on other people playing?
Well, yeah, there's like it's like the DM and then a single person, and then other people kind of interact with the person's decisions.
Yeah. No, I wonder if that is
I think there is something to the idea of like a telephone RPG, where like both the DM and the player have to like filter their instructions through an intermediary, who like garbles it on purpose. And, I like the idea of it being like like a religious theme, because that's kind of like like people like pray to God, and then their God hands down instructions for them, and on both ways there's like people like intentionally trying to pervert their message to accomplish their goals.
Oh, is there a way we can do like Dogs of the Vineyard, but when we get divine messages, like you whisper it to us, and we can each get like conflicting messages, even though we think we're on the same page?
That was a fun RPG too.
I like that. Yeah.
You get to be a desperado and a religious extremist at the same time.
I love my Clint Eastwood man with no name pastor.
I know, right? I think all pastors should be like that.
Yeah, it's like I don't want my pastor to look like a businessman. I want
Exactly.
him to look like a character.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm also pretty happy with my my dungeon map.
Yeah.
I found a new tool that's free to use, which is really, really good. It's called Dungeon Scroll. So if you guys ever want to make like a battle map, especially for D&D, but 'cause it's just so easy to use in like ways that I've never seen before. It's just
Wait,
like
how do you spell it?
Dungeon Scrawl, so it's like crawl but add an S on the front. He's got an itch.io site, and I think that there's a free demo that you can use.
Speaking of free demos, I've been using TeamViewer for free because of work, and
Mhm.
now they're asking for money because they realize that a program being on for 4 months continuously probably signals that you're using it for commercial use.
Wait, but isn't your work paying for your TeamViewer?
No. We've been using free software for months.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well,
Yeah,
it's your company's problem, not yours.
I know, it's just sad. Also, like TeamViewer, there's like a weird like BDSM Reddit associated with it.
What?
Yeah, like there's a whole TeamViewer BDSM thing where it's like people are like, "Oh, I want you to log into my computer and like share information that shouldn't get out, Daddy."
What?
What?
Yeah, no, this is real. Like it's like shaming, except it's I log onto your computer remotely and just fuck with your files.
Damn. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's like wow. Wow.
But it's TeamViewer specifically. I don't know why. Like
Well,
TeamViewer just has
That's
this.
funny, 'cause, like Christine sometimes watches these like people who like bait scammers.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I know
like,
this is.
basically like waste their time. And like that's a huge, like really popular way for people to get scammed apparently, is like the scammers just get them to download TeamViewer or something similar, not usually TeamViewer specifically.
Yeah.
And then they like do a bunch of weird shit like in the like they'll open up the console and type like random shit in there to make it look like their computer's doing things. They're like, "Oh, your computer has viruses. Give us money to get rid of the viruses." And people do it. It's wild, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Femdom Cashos, TeamViewer Mistress.
Wow.
Our mistresses take full control of your computer laptop using TeamViewer. Ready to be okay. I'm not gonna say, like, I don't know if it's still actually recording or not, so I don't want to say anything too tantalizing. But
Well, like we'll leave that here.
ready to be controlled in a TeamViewer cam show, our mistress can take full control of your computer laptop, and if you like an adrenaline rush, then this is it. Live